Executive Director at Pine Street Inn. I just want to welcome everybody this morning. Thank the Mayor for being here on a bit of a chilly day. This is a joint project between the community builders and Pine Street Inn. So we're going to cut the ribbon, and then we're going to head in under the tent and say a few words.
And 1, 2, 3.
Woo!
I'm really excited to be here with you, with all you and our partners in Jamaica Plain, in the great city of Boston, to celebrate the ribbon cutting and grand opening of New England's largest supportive housing community at 3368 Washington Street. Woo! Let's hear it. TCB's mission is to build and sustain strong communities where all people can thrive. That's why we are so honored, along with our partners in this project, the Pine Street Inn, to host today's celebration.
I am truly honored to be on the stage today and so very proud of all the work that has gone into reaching this milestone today. As Bart said, I'm Andy Waxman, and I'm speaking today wearing two hats. I'm both the leader of Community Builders Real Estate Development Group in New England, and I'm also a resident of Jamaica Plain for 22 years. As Bart said, at TCB, our mission is to build and sustain strong communities where all people can thrive, and we are particularly proud to be advancing that mission today. As various people will say at this podium today, and as Bart already has, this building is New England's largest ever addition to the supply of permanent supportive housing. In order to make this building a reality and to ensure its long-term success, two nonprofit organizations came together and combined our core strengths. At TCB, we are experts at permanent affordable housing in the role as developer, owner, and property manager. And at Pine Street Inn, they provide gold standard support services for people coming out of chronic homelessness. That combination, a permanent home, combined with a strong set of support services, creates a powerful platform for personal growth, stability, and increased independence and opportunity. The Housing First model has been proven to be successful in lifting individuals out of homelessness, and we are proud to implement this model in Boston and as a symbol of what's possible across the nation. And in addition to the 140 apartments of permanent supportive housing, there are 62 additional income-restricted apartments representing TCB's mixed income approach. TCB's community life staff will provide additional support for these residents. Because various people at today's events are from this neighborhood, I want to thank all the local supporters and specifically Representative Montano, who was part of the Impact Advisory Group and a supporter well before being an elected official. In talking about community process, people assume that building permanent supportive housing will be very controversial. Here, we experienced relatively little of that resistance. Yes, we had a robust community process and there was disagreement and conflict. Nonetheless, a value that both TCB and Pine Street Inn share is listening to stakeholder concerns. We made some reasonable changes in response to those concerns, the biggest of which was reducing the building by a floor. But as a result, we had unanimous support at the JP Neighborhood Council and at ZBA hearings. But even with that unanimous approval, it only takes one person to sue to stop a project if there are variances. That happened here and delayed us for over a year, but it did not stop us. One positive outcome of this court case is that Boston zoning code was changed, and now affordable housing in Boston can no longer be stopped or delayed because of the number of parking spaces. One of my roles today is to thank key members of our development team. First, I want to thank our architect and our contractor, Rohde and Cranshaw. Thank you for designing and constructing such a beautiful building. Next, the building's lenders and investors. The project would not exist without the deep support of both the City of Boston and the state of Massachusetts. At the city, Sheila's team at the Mayor's Office of Housing has been critical in providing deep subsidy, as has Kenzie's team at the Boston Housing Authority. Thank you, Mayor Wu, for having such a strong housing team. At the state, Kate Racer's equally strong team provided significant deep subsidy as well. We could not have done this without your continued support. Thank you to the Governor and Secretary Augustus for your continued support, and to the various local elected officials that made this possible, a number of whom you'll hear from today. I also want to thank Mass Development for the tax-exempt bonding authority, Bank of America as both construction lender and tax credit investor, Barings as the permanent lender, HYM Investment Groups for linkage funds, and Boston Medical Center for their pilot program that lent hospital funds to this project, which was done through CDAC. I also want to thank our pre-development lenders, the Life Initiative, Corporation for Supportive Housing, and M&T Bank. My last thanks go to the many staff at TCB who have worked on this project. This is both one of the most challenging projects I've worked on, as well as one of the most rewarding. There have been a number of strong project managers who have worked on this project, from Lyndia to Dave and Kat to Echo, and now Laura and Robert. Thank you so much for your work on this, and thank you to everyone at TCB who's done such great work with this project as we have faced a succession of challenges. And in closing, I need to put on my hat as a resident of JP. Because I live here, this event is personal for me. I live with my family just 4 blocks from here and around the corner from another building that Pine Street Inn has run for over 25 years. I know permanent supportive housing can work because I see it every day. So whenever anyone asks, why don't you build this type of housing in your own neighborhood, I proudly say, this is exactly what I'm doing. Thank you.
Great to see you all. It is great to be home, and it is great to welcome so many home to a historic, groundbreaking, landmark development in the city of Boston that is going to change the landscape nationally for how we think about how to take care of our neighbors, create opportunity and pathways for everyone in our community. I am so honored to be here alongside the incredible leaders who work hard every single day to put Boston on the map. I went to DC, I raised my right hand, swore to tell the truth, and then told everyone how Boston is the best city on the planet. And today is an example of exactly how we do that. Andy's roll call of all the various partners and funders and organizations and leaders who had to work incredibly hard through one challenge after another to get here proves just how much we care in Boston and just how much we are going to barrel through any challenge to be that city that will take care of everyone. So I want to just double down on the incredible thanks that is owed to everyone who had a role in this project. I was telling some of those congressional Republicans, if they wanted to know what hell was like and what happens when you try to bring hell to the city of Boston, come to a bike lanes meeting, but not a supportive housing meeting, because here we support supportive housing. So thank you again to Bart, to Lyndia, more than 40 years of leadership nationally. To all of the board members, all the staff at each of the organizations, as well as my incredible colleagues in public service. So thank you again. Shout out to Representative Sam Montano. City Councilor Ben Weber. And Senator Miranda has been incredibly supportive and is represented in spirit here, as well as all of our colleagues from the state. Thank you so much for all that you do and for your partnership every single day. We're so grateful for the Healy Driscoll administration and all of the cabinet secretaries as well. And of course, my own team, the best housing leaders at any city, Sheila Dillon and Kenzie Bart. Thank you. Finally, it means so much to be able to hear directly from the people who make this real. The residents who are brave enough to share their story, who are so involved in the community that we are incredibly honored to be here with Juan and Michael. Thank you for being the example of what leadership looks like in the city of Boston. And I know both will share their stories, but Michael, I want to give an extra shout out because he is now an official team member working for the city of Boston as well. So I'm very proud to call you a colleague and thank you for what you do to help our kids get to school safe every day. We, as you heard, are working every single day to make Boston a home for everyone. And I'm proud to report that we are breaking records in the process. Our administration has built the most affordable housing in a generation. And every single day, we feel what that impact is. Just a couple days ago, we were at, Sheila and Kenzie and I were at the Fairlawn Estates in Mattapan. You want to know why? We were celebrating the largest single acquisition to date for our acquisition opportunity program, which takes market rate housing and makes it forever permanently affordable. 347, technically, almost 350 units, 350 families who will now forever be able to keep their roots in our city, be involved in their communities, and not be worried about that next letter coming in the mail that might push them out of their home and push them out of their city. We are already at over 1,000 units acquired through that program, 5 years ahead of schedule, and we're just going to keep going with the partnership with the community. So what does it mean to have more than 200 units of supportive housing right here in Jamaica Plain? It means residents in fully accessible community spaces, sounds of laughter, the slamming and sliding of dominoes, the shouts of bingo. No matter where you look in this 202 unit development, the reading and meditation rooms, the gym, the kitchens, you will find and feel community. 140 units reserved for residents transitioning out of homelessness, 62 units that are income restricted, so working families are staying in Boston. Yeah. Nearly 1 in 5 units are accessible to tenants with mobility or sensory disabilities, and through it all, Pine Street Inn will be there to provide support right in that first floor office with essential services for employment, education, and healthcare. This is an amazing milestone for the city. So thank you again. I'm going to do a shortened version of the roll call. Office of Housing, Boston Housing Authority with the project-based vouchers and funding, the Massachusetts Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities, Mass Development, Bank of America, all the funders, and everyone at Pine Street Inn and the community builders. Most of all, thank you to our Jamaica Plain community. Thank you for coming together and seeing the value, the benefits, the community that this incredible group of residents represents. We're so proud to make you proud and to make sure that Boston continues to push forward to be a home for everyone. All of us are going to continue relentlessly to find new and innovative ways to solve the housing crisis. There's a lot to do, but the eyes of the country are on us, and Boston is the best possible example of how to continue pushing for more to be possible with everyone in our community. Congratulations to all. Thank you so much.
Good morning to all, and God bless. I'm honored to be here among such wonderful people. Mr. Mitchell, Andy, Madam Mayor. A little nervous here. Here goes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Juan Luis Figueroa Calderon, and I am among the first group of tenants to move into 3368 Washington Street. I was born in Puerto Rico. Boricua's in the house, yo. And moved to Boston in 1979. If I may just add this, same year that Larry Joe Bird arrived in Boston. And I immediately fell in love with it and began my life. I served in the U.S. Navy right after high school, South Boston High in 1982, and was deployed in the Western Pacific, Asia, Southeastern Asia. Upon returning home, I worked for the Big Dig for many years. And over a decade ago, I was married and I moved back to Puerto Rico and started life there with my wife and family. Unfortunately, that did not last, and that is when my life changed. Like many men who go through divorce, I was left alone without a family and with no support system or place to live. That is when my housing situation became extremely unstable. That lasted for many years, almost 7 years. Even though I was working during that time, I was staying temporarily with friends and even homeless for periods, staying in my car more than, or living in my car more than once. I returned to Boston in June of 2024 and was when my life immediately began to change for the better. Within days, I found full-time employment where I continue to work to this day. And I also found a home, a permanent apartment that I can afford. In November of 2024, I moved into 3368 Washington Street. The move has improved my outlook and has given me a safe, permanent, affordable space to rebuild my life and fully devote myself to being the best person I can. On behalf of myself and all the residents who live here, thank you for everyone here today who has helped me, has helped to make this possible.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be here with you today to celebrate the grand opening of this new housing in the city of Boston. Housing is the foundation of strong communities, and today we're here to celebrate over 200 new units and 140, I think we should say it again, 140 new permanent supportive housing units. That's a lot. That's a lot, okay? On behalf of the Healy Driscoll administration and Secretary Augustus, thank you for hosting us and for being here today. The Secretary couldn't make it today. He was here to visit a couple weeks ago, and he said, you have to get here. It is such a special place, and I'm honored to do that here today and to celebrate with all of you. We'd like to extend our sincerest thanks to Pine Street Inn and community builders for making this project a reality. Together, we are providing pathways to stable homes and empowering people to live on their own terms. We'll hear from Juan and Michael today. I think that's so important, something so special about this, not only new housing, but permanent supportive housing here today. We believe that everyone has a role to play in meeting our housing needs in Massachusetts. And partners like Pine Street and community builders embody our mission of ensuring that homelessness is rare, brief, and non-recurring. We know that collaboration not only works, it's essential, and that's why we continue to partner with Pine Street and community builders, and they are real change makers across not only the city and Commonwealth, but across the country. Thank you for your leadership on housing solutions. And to Lyndia, thank you for your leadership and representation on the balance of state in Boston Continuum of Care, on the Coalition for Homeless Individuals, the Supportive Housing Pipeline Coalition, and so many other places where Pine Street is a leader in Massachusetts. on these important issues. And we'd also like to acknowledge the collaboration across government, not only with the mayor in the city of Boston, but our partners in Health and Human Services, Secretary Walsh, and all of the acronyms you heard from CDAC and Mass Development. This was a team effort to make this happen, and we're so grateful and committed to continuing that collaboration. When we build more housing, we don't just put roofs over people's heads, we create stronger communities. To the neighbors and community members and advocates here today, thank you. Thank you for creating better places to live and connecting people with opportunities for success. And I'll just say too, on a personal level, I proposed to my wife at the Arboretum, was married at the Loring Greeno house. So JP is a very special place to me. Don't tell anyone where. It's my favorite place in Boston. No offense to Beacon Hill. But I'm so grateful to be here, and it is special to me, a special place to me, and it just got a little more special. So together we're building a better future for Massachusetts, and one where everyone has a place to call home, and we're proud to be part of that. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Michael. I was one of the first tenants to move into this new building. Before I moved in here, I was homeless for 520 days due to issues with alcoholism that began while I was in college. I was first connected with Pine Street Inn through their outreach team when I met Matt, a Pine Street caseworker. Over the course of several months, Matt helped me start to turn things around. Without him, I wouldn't be here. Matt helped me apply to live in the building and eventually sign the lease, moving me straight from the street into a home. Now that I'm housed, I'm focused on my recovery. I've gotten involved in a local church, began volunteering at a food justice program that helps veterans. And just last week, I was hired by the city of Boston as a crossing guard supervisor. My long-term goal is to return to college to complete my bachelor's degree. Being homeless is like climbing Mount Everest. You know that you have to keep moving forward, but each step becomes more difficult. For those who are experiencing homelessness, stay positive, ask for help, keep climbing. Pine Street is here for you. Thank you for all the staff for making me feel right at home, and thank you for coming today to support Pine Street Inn, the community builders, and the tenants here at 3368 Washington Street. Thank you.
So, good morning, everyone. I'm Megan Gates. I'm Vice Chair of the Pine Street Inn Board of Directors. What a joy it is to be here with you this morning. I am honored to represent Pine Street Inn's board as we officially open this beautiful new building. This project exemplifies Pine Street's commitment to providing what people need most, a home. Experience shows us that housing is the foundation for rebuilding lives and breaking the cycle of homelessness. Over the past 5 decades, Pine Street has continually evolved to meet the complexities of homelessness. A strong system includes emergency shelter, which provides vital safety, but housing is the solution. With a 96% housing retention rate, the impact and results speak for themselves. During my 10 years of having the privilege to serve on this board, I have had the immense pleasure of working with Pine Street's President and Executive Director, Lyndia Downie. I can think of no better leader to work with side by side on data-driven strategies that have provided hope and a home for thousands of people in Boston. As she marks an incredible 40 years at Pine Street, Lyndia continues to work tirelessly to solve homelessness. She is a driving force, an inspiration to us all, and one of my personal heroes. When Pine Street's board proposed naming this building in honor of Lyndia and discussed it with Bart Mitchell from TCB, he loved the idea, and he himself came up with the Lyndia, evoking how personal, familiar, and genuine Lyndia is in her connections to everyone. So now, please join me in welcoming the Lyndia herself to the stage.
So enough already, really. Seriously, I am so honored by this. Megan, thank you for being here today and for that lovely introduction. As you know, my husband said to me, don't these people have better things to do? I was like, no, they don't actually. I want to thank the board for this honor, and I want to recognize our board members that are here because this project would not have happened without our entire board. Nicole Casti-Vignati, Monsignor Frank Kelly, who started Pine Street, Jim McPhee from Liberty Mutual, Dave Manzo, our life trustee, Andre Mehta, Ivana Everson Temple, Paula Lecco's here, Mark Morrow, Alice Lee is here, and I want to shout out Rich Ring, who hired me at Pine Street Inn, who was my predecessor, and made my day to see Rich here. Listen, I am so humbled by this, and I'm grateful, but also a little bit mortified because everybody in this room knows there could be so many names on this building, so many names, because this is a community effort. Every single bit of it is a community effort. I want to call out our real estate committee, Dan Taylor, who's here, who's been advising us along with Tom O'Brien on our real estate strategy to really help us figure out how do we expand housing in a smart way. Look, we know housing is the answer to homelessness, but we also know at the moment the numbers are going up across the country, not just here. So as the mayor said, we've got a lot of work to do. You know, a few years ago, this was a little blue warehouse, single-story building, and I brought Bart over, and I said, you know, we want to do something with this building. And Bart said, we could do something remarkable, and he was right. It was really Bart's vision to get this kind of scale in this building. So thank you to Bart. I want to thank Brody, our architects, that took this from lots and lots of input into turning it into this beautiful building. You know, this brings us to 1,100 units of housing. So we hit a milestone. We wanted to hit 1,000, and today we're actually at 1,100. So that's an amazing accomplishment. You know, it's been a tough couple of months, as the mayor will tell you, and having something to celebrate who we are as a community, it's amazing to all be here. So thank you. You'll see some of you that have been inside the building. It's bright, it's cheerful, there's a lot of light. We have some beautiful artwork thanks to Ivy Bueno. And I know there's some folks that thank you. The artwork's beautiful. I want to mention Krokridis and Bluestein on our legal team at Pine Street who helped us really with this partnership. And a big shout out to Jan Griffin. Where's Jan? The best, absolutely the best. So there is no way we could have done this without the support of the JP community. This community said yes to housing, and we are forever grateful to every one of you for welcoming us into your neighborhood. But I want to mention all of the groups that stood up, and they stood up. They came to every single meeting. They raised their hands and said yes. They supported us at the ZBA. Kathy Brown and the Boston Tenant Coalition, you all know Kathy. City Life Vida Urbana at every meeting. The Union Ave Neighborhood Association right around the corner. The JP Neighborhood Council for giving us a hearing and listening to us. To both Eggleston Square Neighborhood Association and Main Streets, thank you for hearing us out. Keep it 100% Eggleston, a group that's looking to do 100% affordable housing in the neighborhood, and to the Green Street Renters Association, thank you all so much. Bob Harrington's here. Bob owns BMS Paper right behind us. He's been a terrific neighbor. I want to call him out and just say thank you to Bob. To the mayor. The mayor and I were at the ribbon cutting at 140 Clarendon Street last year, and I said to the mayor, I really hope there's going to be more, and here we are. And I want to thank the mayor, because next year, hopefully, we will be cutting a ribbon on Morrissey Boulevard thanks to mayor support. So thank you very, very much for that. I want to mention, as the mayor has mentioned, not only do we have one of the lowest crime rates of any major city in the country, we have one of the lowest street counts. The average street count in America right now for people who are homeless, about 40% of people across the country sleep outside. We're at 3% in Boston, and that's thanks to the work of the mayor and Stabilization. I want to thank Representative Montano. Sam was Citizen Montano when this project started so many years ago. Every single meeting, standing up and making this happen, so thank you. City Councilor Ben Weber is with us. Thank you for being here. I think Wilmer's here from Councilor Santana's office. Thank you for being here today. To Chris and the whole team at UHLC, thank you. You have been amazing partners. You've given us so much flexibility and supported these projects. I know Kate Racer couldn't stay, but really, you got to have Kate Racer on your team if you're going to get anything done. There's no other way to say it. Kate takes my call and Jan's call, even though she knows every time we call, we're asking for money and a really difficult project. They're never easy, but Kate always takes our calls. So thank you to everybody at UHLC. The subsidies came through Boston Housing Authority, and that's not the only reason Kenzie Bach is famous. Kenzie is famous because Kenzie was the person as a city councilor that when we got sued over parking, within a week, Kenzie had introduced a bill at the city council saying, if your project's 100% affordable, you don't need parking anymore. So thanks to Kenzie for that. To former Representative Jeff Sanchez, who just a hero to so many of us. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And to Kate Walsh, our former board member and supporter, and just a huge help. So thank you. So I want to say one more thing about this project that was a little bit different. You know, one of the difficult things about supportive housing is how to pay for support, right? It's not a new thing. Rich and I talked about it for a long time, right? You can build the building, but how are you going to make sure people get the glue that keeps them here? And it's really the support that does that. Not all public funding covers every piece of that. So we raised a fund called Boston's Way Home Fund to close the gap between what the costs were and what the public funders could provide. And we started this fund under previous Mayor Walsh. It was really, a lot of this was his idea. But I want to thank the donors to this project. They're all in your program, but these are the people who stood up too and said, look, I'm going to put my private resource into making this work. I want to thank Bank of America, Liberty Mutual Insurance Foundation, Mass General Brigham, Mass Mutual, Suffolk Cares, and all the donors to the fund. It's really what allowed us. When I went to the board and said, we want to do this project, the first thing the board said was, well, how are you going to pay for the support? This is how we're going to pay for the support. So thank you all. I want to, I know we have a couple of family members here from the Doe Family Foundation. 40 odd years ago, 35 years ago, Charlie Doe walked into the shelter at Pine Street and said to Rich Ring, I'd like to help. That was the understatement of the year. The family and Charlie have been with us for all those years, and I want to say thank you for their help with this building. Thank you. To Tom O'Brien on our board and HYM designated their linkage funds with the approval of the BPDA to this building. That was really the last dollars that came in to make this project happen. So thank you for that. And last but absolutely not least, I want to thank Alicia Verity and the trustees over at the Yawkey Foundation. They're helping us figure out how to replicate and expand this model, and we could not be more grateful for that. So thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm sure you're tired of hearing my name. My name is Sam Montano, I'm the representative for this district and I'm here with Councilor Weber. I'll just go first.
Please.
Okay. I want to say that I'm so incredibly proud of this project and I'm so excited to be here. I have a favorite project and it is this project, and I helped develop the one across the street, so it really is incredibly important that we have this housing here. And I see Secretary Walsh, we are very excited about the Shattuck if that's still moving forward. And so we want more supportive housing in Jamaica Plain. It's often easy to organize around fear. It's easy to let people say, what if this happens? What if that happens? We're concerned about this and that. And it's harder to organize around love. But this building is based and set in love. And it's an understanding that we are welcoming here in Jamaica Plain. This is our value statement. This is us saying we want to welcome people to our community. This is us saying we have enough space. This is us saying F parking. It's me saying that. And I can't wait for everyone to move in and everyone to be here. And if there is ever a hill that I'm gonna die on and lose my seat on, it's housing. And so don't ever count me out for housing. If it's for housing, no, Mayor. And so don't ever count us out. Let's keep doing this work. There's so much more space along Washington to develop, and we want to make sure that it's including people who've been in the neighborhood, who want to come to the neighborhood, and we have space for you here. We are not out of space. We have space. And so thank you for coming here. Thank you for being here. And I'll pass it over to, I was going to recognize my predecessor, Jeff Sanchez, but he already has been, his head is going to get big. And so I'll pass it over to Councilor Weber.
Thank you very much. I read an interview that Lyndia did last year where she said housing is everything. And I'm proud to live in a community where we recognize that, where we fight. We have a JP Neighborhood Council that requires any project to have higher than the requirement for affordable housing. We've got a state rep who is the best in the whole state of fighting for affordable housing, for supportive housing. And I'm proud to just be following their lead. In addition, I just want to recognize the work of the City Council. Kenzie Bach obviously has been recognized. Kenzie's fought also. City Councilor Matt O'Malley and Kendra Lara fought for this project, and I'm proud to be here. I know it's taken a long time for us to get here, but for me the work is just beginning. And this project, we need to make sure people here thrive, and that this neighborhood is a great place to help people get on their feet. We're going to welcome them, provide them with supportive housing. They're going to be an asset to our community, and I'm looking forward to being part of that work. And I just want to thank everyone who's here, the mayor, TCB, the state, and obviously Pine Street Inn for making this a cornerstone of our community. Thank you very much.